Let's face it, Ascension has been slow and kind of in a slump lately. And if you're an Ascension veteran, chances are you might be experiencing some pretty intense burnout right now. But why is this? How can a server that offers so many different builds and playstyles end up feeling so limited? My name is Shikari Dill, and in this brief and really last minute video, I just want to talk about the state of Ascension and kind of the direction and state of my YouTube channel. I just really wanted to make this to kind of just get my thoughts and opinions out there on Ascension and just, the general direction of what I'm thinking about doing with my YouTube channel. So first, I really just want to talk about the state of my channel. If you want to skip directly to the part where I talk about Ascension and why I feel like it's currently in a slump, I will leave a timestamp down below for you to skip to. Now, whether you found my channel from my Lost Ark videos, or my Ascension videos, or just my general MMORPG videos, I appreciate all of you, and I just want to say thanks so much for the support on my channel. You guys have been awesome. You may or may not have noticed that there's been a drastic slowdown in content on my channel over the past month or two, and the reasons for this being are I've just been super busy with work and life stuff, but ultimately I would really say the main reason for this is I've just been experiencing some serious Ascension burnout. And don't get me wrong, I really enjoy Ascension, but I just haven't been enjoying it lately the way I used to. And it's really tough to stay motivated to want to create content for something you just aren't having as much fun with anymore. And that's honestly kind of the main reason why I wanted to make this video, is to kind of just talk about my thoughts about Ascension and how I think it can be better. Now, moving forward with my channel, this doesn't mean I'll stop making Ascension videos completely. I did have a couple more build videos in mind that I really wanted to do, but it does mean that I might branch into other types of videos that are kind of based in maybe classic Wrath WoW or just MMORPG based in general. This is also especially after what went down with Blizzard taking down Ascension WoW's official YouTube channel. Now, as far as I know, they haven't actually taken down any content creators' YouTube channels relating to Ascension content, but it does put me in a bit of a weird spot with my channel, and it does make me feel uncomfortable. I don't want to lose my channel or anything like that. I don't think that's going to happen, so I'm not too worried about it, but it does suck if Blizzard does decide to get involved and take down these smaller content creators for Ascension. So let's talk about Ascension and what's going on and why I feel like people are getting burnt out on it. So just like any MMORPG, really the population is going to wax and wane, especially depending on what's currently available on the MMO market, so to speak. Now, how do I know the population has dropped quite a bit? Well, I know this sounds kind of silly, but when I'm in Instance 1 of Orgrimmar, if I'm getting over 25 FPS, that's how I know. I would probably make a strong bet that a good portion of people playing on Ascension right now are simply going to switch to play Wrath Classic, while it is the newest and hyped up thing in the WoW community at the moment. But I don't think that's the main reason people are really moving away from Ascension. Now, I know this is going to sound crazy to someone who might be new to trying Ascension for the first time, but after playing it for a while, it really does sort of feel like there are only a handful of builds that are competitive or viable. And honestly, after playing it for this long, it just really feels so limited in what builds you really can play before you actually can do like decent DPS or, be up there in the charts. Now, you can make the argument that you don't always have to be a meta slave and everything, and that's, totally viable. I agree with that completely. But there is a point where it just feels bad that you can't just pick a build that is really fun, that you want to check out and play, and not be viable at the same time. Now, it isn't like this isn't the devs' fault or anything. It's really not, because how can you balance so many different abilities, so many different builds at the same time? And I think that's really the core issue of Ascension. It's just, since there are so many different builds, there's always just going to be the handful that are strong at any given moment, and the rest is just going to be bad and not viable. So although you are given the illusion that you have so many different builds and that it's a classless server, it really is just a class-based server because you're confined to the strong enchants. I would just say the best way this could be addressed is just by taking a better and longer look at outlier builds that may need to have their power reined in, or just give more power to those that are lacking. I think another big reason why people are kind of leaving and not sticking around Ascension are there are no evergreen systems or just fun gameplay mechanics outside of prestiging and doing endgame dungeon stuff. I really think Ascension would benefit greatly by adding in more fun community events, custom quests that reward cosmetics, and just fun things to do that don't involve raids and Mythic Plus. And I'm not just talking custom quests you pick up from a call board every day to kill some mobs to get some Marks of Ascension. I'm talking like full-on fun quest lines with, cool rewards and stuff to do with friends. For example, one thing I love to do on retail and would love to do on Ascension would be transmog farming, but unfortunately the transmog system for Ascension is kind of janky, it's really expensive, and it's just not worth doing for me on Ascension. So just working on fun stuff like that outside of just doing nothing but mindlessly grind endgame dungeons for gear would go a long way for Ascension. And lastly, if you go to the realm list on Ascension, you'll probably notice just how many different realms and projects there are. I can only imagine that the Ascension team working on Conquest of Azeroth, the Wrath of the Lich King server, and the live servers at the same time would stretch resources and developers thin, resulting in updates and new content rolling out extremely slow. It's possible maybe they took on too many projects they could handle at one time. Regardless though, meaningful updates have been really slow. I mean, new raid tiers and PvP seasons are fine, but they don't really offer any exciting gameplay changes that would really want to bring people back. I think ultimately it just comes down to the fact that we've been doing the same process of prestiging and grinding gear, whether it's by doing dungeons or raids, over and over again, especially under the illusion that we've had so many different choices and customizable builds to choose from, when in fact I don't think that is the case at all. Add to the fact that we've had little to no meaningful updates that change up that gameplay, and the fact that Wrath Classic is just around the corner, and I think that's why I could safely assume that Ascension is kind of in a slump right now, but I do have faith that it will come back, and it will come back strong for Season 8. Thank you to everyone who's really stuck around on my channel for so long. You guys are the reason why I make this content, and I continue to try to push out videos is because I have a passion for doing so, and I appreciate all of you. So thanks so much, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and hit that sub button, and I'll see you all in the next video.